This is a reality clash between fierce competitors who all think they have what it takes to race more than 25,000 miles around the world and win how much? $1 million! $1 million!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Janelle and Britney from Big Brother, who are also now on The Amazing Race Season 31. If you're interested in learning a little more about this team and their backstory as far as their CBS reality TV careers go, welcome. I will be spoiling a good portion of Big Brother 6, 7, 12, and 14, so if you don't want to be spoiled on those seasons, I would probably check out pretty soon. This video will be an abbreviated summation of their journeys thus far. I won't go into too much detail, but will instead cover broad strokes with highlights from their past seasons, all in the hopes of educating you on who they are, where they have been, and why I'm a fan of them. This video is going to be longer than I expected, so you know what, let's just first go back to the year 2005 with Janelle, who made her first appearance on Big Brother 6, The Summer of Secrets. Janelle entered the Big Brother house as one of 14 new players, but what was unique about this season was that there was actually 7 duos entering the house, all secretive from one another. Everyone in the cast was told that they were the secret duo, they were the only duo, and then later, if any duo were to reach the final 2, they would win $1 million instead of the usual $500,000. Janelle entered the house with her ex-roommate as her secret partner, and the question was, could Janelle and her ex-roommate, Ashleah, reach the end? Well, no, they couldn't, because Ashleah was evicted by the end of the first week. Yeah, not the best start to this season. Janelle began the season playing from behind because of this, but soon connected with several other players in the house after the first few weeks, eventually creating an alliance known as the Sovereign Six. The Sovereign Six, or the Sov Six, are a major highlight in Janelle's story, as they were not only a popular alliance at the time, but are still considered to be one of the most popular and beloved alliances in Big Brother history.
What we're going to do is we're going to steamroll through this house. The final 6 is going to be you and Rachel, me and Janelle, and James and Sarah. We're going to play this game clean. May the best man win.
I like that.
Sound good?
100%.
While not the most successfully strategic group of people, the Sovs had won the fans over, and BB6 soon became a house divided. In fact, the Big Brother 6 house was the most divided house in Big Brother history. There were 2 factions, the Sov 6 and the Friendship, or the Nerd Herd as the Sovs like to call them. Big Brother is oftentimes more fluid than Survivor, as it's difficult to predict where the chips will fall each week depending on who wins the head of household competition, but in the case of Big Brother 6, it was rather predictable. If a Sov player won, a Friendship player was leaving, and vice versa. Okay, well, for the most part. The lines were blurred a bit, but compared to most Big Brother seasons, BB6 was very contentious and heated, with Janelle in the middle of it all. Janelle has always been a huge target, both because she never gelled with most of the other women in the house who also controlled the season, and also because she proved herself to be a very capable physical player. Janelle currently holds the record for most competition wins total in Big Brother history at 13, whereas in Survivor it's usually the men who dominate the physical portion. In the case of Big Brother, it's Janelle, the buxom blonde bombshell. Janelle ultimately reached the final 3 of Big Brother 6 because of her challenge prowess keeping her safe, but in the end, she couldn't win the final competition and fell just short in 3rd place.
Correct answer is B. We have a tie, ladies. We have a tie. You both said 66. 1,797. Congratulations, Yvette.
But she returned to Big Brother 1 year later, in 2006, with Big Brother 7 All-Stars. The first and so far only All-Star season in Big Brother, Janelle and 3 other members from the Sov 6 Alliance from Big Brother 6 returned to play the game at least one more time. The Sovereign Six, or 4 in this case, easily ran the season for the first half or so, winning just about every competition, completely steamrolling the house. At the same time, however, each of their targets became so large it was unavoidable the moment one of them didn't win power, one of them was going to leave. Janelle formed a very strong alliance with arguably the greatest player in Big Brother history, Dr. Will Kirby, around the time that the Sov 6 alliance began to crumble. Turning into a bit of a showmance with the Mad Doctor, Janelle began to drift closer toward him and further from her original allies, which created a lot of division amidst their group. Janelle was even more of a comp beast this time around and went on to win 9 competitions throughout that season, and given there were only 23 total in the entire season, 19 of which she was eligible to even play in, winning 9 of 19 competitions is bananas. That's absurd. Janelle's reputation as a strong competitor can't be understated. I'm gonna say it again. She's literally #1 in the record books.
Okay, for the 3rd week in a row and the final veto winner, who could it be? Oh, it's Janelle! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Yet again.
Janelle managed to reach the final 4 this time around, where she won a competition that would allow her to be the sole vote to evict. She had the choice between Dr. Will, the man she was flirting with, and Erica, a woman she was pitted against partially because of Will. Janelle wound up voting Will out after an 11th hour revelation that he was playing her. This eviction is one of the most remembered in BB history, as the narrative for that season was very much about the girls getting played by the guys, only for Janelle and Erica to flip that script.
Janelle, let's kill them. Let's get them.
And the puppet master finally met his match.
I vote to evict you, Will.
It's official, Will. You have been evicted from the Big Brother All-Star House.
Leaving Mike stunned.
However, despite this, Janelle was still unable to win the final competition of the season, which resulted in her getting evicted in 3rd place yet again. 2 back-to-back bronze medals has to sting just a bit. Janelle does return to play one more time in Big Brother 14, but before we get there, let's shift our attention to Big Brother 12. The first season, Brittney Haynes arrived on the scene.
I've lived in this small town my whole life. Even though I'm from this little place, I have a big city game, and I'm ready to get out of here.
Brittney was a young 22-year-old hotel sales manager from Arkansas who entered the house and quickly connected with another woman, Monet, mostly due to their quick-witted, snappy personalities being very similar to one another. Brittney was able to get along with pretty much everyone in the house, even those she wasn't a fan of, in this case being Brendan and Rachel. Some of you Amazing Race fans out there may recognize them. Brittney and Rachel are both on the Amazing Race Season 31, but their origin story began here, both competing on Big Brother 12 as new players. Their relationship on this season was funny. It was a funny one, where they did get along, but Brittney was usually off the side, undermining Rachel to the rest of the house.
Letters get a lesson! Kristen! Tequila! Who wants to see my HOH room? Busted.
Rachel was a lightning rod, which proved useful for other players as she formed the biggest target on her back, yet also kept winning competitions that kept her immune from being evicted. However, going back to Brittney also formed a strong bond with a man named Lane at the beginning of the season. He was an oil rig salesman from Texas. Lane and Brittney had this fun, the fans enjoyed it. It was a flirty relationship that lasted all season, but it never went beyond them just ribbing each other. The two of them became a known duo in the game, especially after Monet was evicted in week 2, and both Lane and Brittney managed to reach the final 4 before a devastating bit of news broke out at the very end. As it turned out, Lane was secretly in an all-guys alliance known as the Brigade, and it just so happened that the other 2 guys in the final 4 with them were Hayden and Enzo, who were also in the Brigade.
Who was it?
Who was it, Lane? Who was the alliance?
Was it Lane?
Huh? It was Lane and Hayden.
This news crushed Britt, as you could imagine, to discover at the last second she had no hope and was in fact being played the entire time. It was a long con by a group of guys who I would argue were the strongest 3-person plus alliance in Big Brother history. Britt was voted out in 4th, but still won the fan favorite award. And that is the end of Big Brother 12. This is now where their storylines, Janelle and Britney's storylines, merge together. Big Brother 14. 12 new players were brought back alongside 4 veteran players, or coaches as they were called. 2 female coaches and 2 male coaches, with the women being Janelle and Britney.
Janelle is my favorite Big Brother player ever. I'm trying not to be like all these newbies and like freak out too.
Each of these 4 coaches captained a trio of new players for the first quarter of the game, as both Janelle and Britney were immune from being evicted until a certain point. This was a really bizarre and kind of confusing twist to explain if you've never seen Big Brother. One of the craziest twists ever in my opinion. Completely changed how the game would play out for the first few weeks, but it wasn't until week 3 that both Janelle and Britt were allowed into the game as actual players instead of just coaches. The moment the 4 veteran players became eligible to be targeted, they were. Janelle had a major tiff with another male returnee, Mike Boogie, who actually evicted her in 3rd place back in the All-Star season. Major beef between the two. Even though Britney and Janelle began to work together for the first 3 weeks, Britney entered BB14 with a new approach, a more cutthroat mentality to the game. While Britt did work with Janelle, she ultimately put her eggs in the 4th coach's basket, Dan Giesling, and by week 4, Janelle was under fire by the newbies in power and saw herself evicted in 12th place. Janelle's reputation preceded her more than anyone in the house, even though she was sitting next to 2 former winners. That's kind of how commanding of a presence she has. Because of that, she was evicted pre-jury, with Britney even voting to evict her too.
But do you seriously think I'm staying? I think so, yeah. The coaches, we need to stick together, because if we don't, they're just gonna go through this house. We have no shot. It would be dumb to keep Frank over me.
The remaining few weeks post Janelle leaving involved Britney working with her dominant alliance, the Quackback, to slice and dice their way to the final 8, whereupon they eventually hit a wall. And this is where Britney's rather impressive run through the season, much more impressive than Big Brother 12, comes to an end. Britney gets evicted in 8th place, but how it happens is incredibly memorable. I would argue one of, if not the most memorable evictions in Big Brother history. Essentially, Britney's ally has his back against the wall, and he stages a massive ploy to throw everyone off. He hosts his own funeral to give thanks to everyone for being a part of the season, and then he pulls aside the players in power to have a private chat whilst everyone else, including Britney, is getting all sad because this guy is going to get evicted. Also, because he did technically say a few mean things to serve as a smokescreen. Basically, Britney's ally, Dan, sells Britney out, creates a new fake alliance to protect himself, and then Britney serves as collateral damage and is soon evicted. It's a really crazy moment that I actually had the pleasure of watching unfold live on the feeds.
He surprised the house by hosting his own funeral.
I'm dressing all black for a reason. Stop crying, Britney.
But it was Danielle who got buried.
You know what you did. And in this game, you're dead to me.
Dan's next move was throwing Ian and Britney under the bus.
To wrap all this up, I just want to say that both Britney and Janelle are 2 of my favorite people to ever be on Big Brother. Britney is full of snark and quick wit, a silver tongue who loves to unleash her worst and best in the diary room confessionals. She is so very entertaining if you're into her kind of biting humor, which I definitely am.
Who wants to see my HOH room? Nobody. In fact, we'd rather hang ourselves. But guess who's most excited? Me.
Also, the first season of Big Brother I ever watched was Big Brother 12 with her, so yeah, it's kind of cool to see her come back. It's almost going a little bit full circle at this point for me. Janelle is over the top and a very powerful figure as far as Big Brother players go. She also doesn't have a problem snapping back, and if you asked me to put 4 people on the Big Brother Mount Rushmore, I would say Janelle is a lock. She is a Big Brother icon, and I'm gonna be honest, as a big fan of Big Brother, I'm really gonna try my best to savor every moment with these 2 racing around the world. Overall, that is the combined stories of Janelle and Britney on Big Brother. I hope you guys found this video worth your while. I plan to release maybe 1 or 2 more in the following days, but either way, My name is Peridiam saying thank you for watching. Don't forget to read your clue a little closer before you get in that taxi. And I will see you in the next video once I tell myself I am not dreaming, because this Amazing Race cast is stacked.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
It's an odd feeling to be voting to evict the person who is my personal favorite of all Big Brother history, Janelle. Ring, ring. What is this telephone doing in the DR? Hello? Oh, hey, Janelle. No, my boogie's actually not here, but I was just leaving a message for him. Is there anything